I am a nerd, a dork, a dweeb. Anything you want to say to his face, you could say to my face, all the same. I play Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, that one. So when I say I've seen D&D dragon figurines more animated than this, you know it's bad. You know it's bad when your world is so generic and vapid that the background comes up when you search up fantasy world. This anime, my instant death magic is so overpowered, nobody in this world stands a chance against me, is a special type of bad, with a special type of budget and a special author. Now that sounds bad, but first let me make my case. It's so bad, it's truly something to be studied. I went into this looking for shit, but I found something completely different. This show teeters on the edge of being self-aware brain rot and just straightforward lobotomy. So this anime is about, let's say in an RPG, they start you out with a couple low tier spells and abilities, but imagine if you started that game with the max level spell simply known as power word kill. You say a word and a person of your choosing just dies right then and there. Our main character, of course, has this godlike power. No limitations, no catch, no nothing. We start our tale on a bus, with our main character snoring while his classmates are being torn to shreds. Apparently him and his entire high school homeroom were isekai'd into this land to become a sage, or what this world calls a magic person. Immediately, the strong differentiated themselves from the weak, and the weak, including our main character, Takato, were left trapped in the bus to act as dragon bait. So the dragon comes, kills one of his classmates. Oh, and by the way, this is my editing. This is genuinely how the show looks. Like, they could have just covered what they want to censor with black bars. You know, but they decided to go the effortful route and seamlessly blend the censorship with natural lighting. Truly awe-inspiring stuff. So MC finally wakes up and kind of just asks the dragon to die, and it complies, of course. So he sees his classmates brutally slaughtered on the floor inside a strange land with dragons and shit. And this is his first reaction. This motherfucker just wants to play on his Nintendo Switch. So, question for the author. Did he just gain this power word kill ability upon being isekai? Or did he have it all along? Because he didn't, like, seem shocked or surprised at all that he could just mog a dragon and fucking kill it. Well, what matters is that he has it. And when his other classmates start pulling up, something starts to become more and more clear. This nigga got no morals. Like, bro really just asked whether he should just snipe his classmates down from the air, even though they didn't even do anything. Yet. So instantly they come down and just fight all the reasons the MC has to kill them. So now that the author wrote in a justification for their deaths, he leaves one of them to give him an exposition dump. And then I don't even know how we're supposed to root for this guy when he genuinely does the generic villain shit where he got the use out of a hostage then immediately kills him after. But this hostage is a genius. Right before Takato is about to power word kill him, nigga says feast your eyes on this, and presents Takato with an innovation beyond human comprehension. Slavery. This guy sells himself into slavery and convinces Takato not to kill him. But yeah, he doesn't know who he's dealing with. Takato, gamer that he is, does the equivalent of accepting him into his party, stealing everything in his inventory, and making him jump off a cliff. It's very clear that Takato basically treats the world as a video game and sees everyone else as NPCs, except for this one girl. And when she asks, he reveals himself to have some NPC ass riz, bro. They come upon Isekai City Land and immediately get jumped in some alleyway. So now that Takato has a reason to kill, he takes this opportunity to test out his ability. And he discovers a side effect. Racism. Honestly, as I start to watch more of the show, I think I start to see more of Takato's view of the world. Because every single NPC, I mean character, in this show dumps their intentions motives, affiliations, and every other detail Takuto may need to know before he kills them. I mean, I suppose it must happen, because like, how else would they be useful in moving the plot if Takuto is just gonna murder them 30 seconds after being introduced? So Takuto and the first member of his harem find a hotel to use as their world hub, which is equipped with an actual Oblivion NPC who just do everything. So at this point, like 2 episodes in, I guess the author wanted to spice things up, because tell me why he does 3 crossover episodes with other random isekais. Just look at this. You might not be able to name the show, but deep down you know this crew is from other isekais. One by one, each member of this guy's harem introduces themselves as their respective archetype. As the harem master and Takuto lock eyes, they both come to understand that there can only be one protagonist. The harem master sends his females in for a quiet assassination. Little do they know that Takuto has already mastered the silent Mog. Harem Master cowers away and sends his summons to distract him, but little does he know that he just revealed his location. So Takuto wallbangs him with the power word kill, stakes his name as the only protagonist in the show, and leaves the rest of his harem women distraught. Just kidding. They're actually freed from his authoritarian grasp, as it's revealed that his Sage class ability was literally called Dominator. So remember when the girls were introducing themselves? I forgot her name, but the black one. What? She said it. Instantly gets over his death, tries to escape, but then gets teleported to the end of the world from Dark Souls 3. Then the hyped up main villain spawns in and makes her a slave again. The racism is crazy. So after this episode, I suppose that the author just got bored of the whole isekai part of the show, because they just come upon a city that, quote, looks exactly like a Japanese city, and it coincidentally has all the same modern technology and culture as Japan, so you know, that's pretty convenient. They pull up to Japan while currently the mayor of the city is getting extorted by the episodic villain. He hands over the keys to the city, not like as a figure of speech or anything, but just actually hands him over the key to the city. Then the key allows him to turn half the population into zombies or some long lines of that. Takuto pulls up to the main villain of the day, fucking kills him mid-transformation. You know what? This show intrinsically is very experimental. It's like asking the question, what would a show look like with absolutely no stakes at all? When every obstacle just gets one-tapped, what is there to fear? You know, it's an important experiment. This show has the concept of One Punch Man just plugged into ChatGPT. And the result of this risky endeavor stands as a public showcase of what not to do. Possibly one of the most important exhibits next to, you know, Attack on Titan, Fullmetal Alchemist. On the other side of the world, the hyped up main villain is making a deal with the devil. Or, in this case, some 14-year-old's OC. Then in the next scene, she TPs the Darkness Devil to Japan, obviously to kill Takuto, because, you know, he's the most important person in the world. It fails, Takuto holds A long with an op, instantly kills this thing, and all is well. This whole nother arc that happens, honestly, the only noteworthy element in this entire span of episodes is another crossover episode, because Takuto genuinely gets ambushed by a Genshin Impact player. This one dude, forgot his name, pulls out gemstones from his pouch and he throws them in the air. Then those gemstones can turn into any item with varying utility. It could range from a spoon to a magic weapon, and literally in the description of his ability, if I remember correctly, the word gotcha was used more than once. The rest of the show is more of the same. It was just so funny to see a story where the author literally just gave up on both the protagonist and the genre 2 episodes in. The main character is so boring and bitchless, he felt the need to introduce an alpha male into the fray. And the setting was so generic that the author was just like, fuck it, we're basically back in the real world.